In our final segment, Dr. Bonati will share his disdain for Obamacare and the many lies and problems that have plagued this flawed policy from its inception. He'll also address the multitude of mishandlings that have occurred during the last 7 years of Obama's presidency. The scandals with the Veterans Care, security lapses at Benghazi, targeted IRS investigations, and disappointing policies on immigration are just a few of the catastrophic disappointments plaguing this presidency. Well, when we talk about the veterans, McCain makes a lot of statements about the VA and different things that are moving forth, but yet not a lot has been done to help the veterans.
The Veterans Administration is a total irresponsible type of medicine for the veterans. The Veterans Administration needs to be closed. They need to get those hospitals sell it or being managed by a private enterprise and private physicians. So they're not going to be these people that they have an appointment for the next 6 months when you are in an emergency. These things disappear when you go to the private sector. And it's very frequent use when you go in the governmental sector. You cannot create this thing a unilateral behavior, because if it's good for the patients and bad for the doctors, you're going to have bad doctors in the country.
Sure.
If it's good for the doctors and bad for the patients, then the patients are not going to be treated well. So this thing needs to be a symbiotic mechanism where the physicians have his cake and eat it too.
Right.
So they need to treat the patients with love, they need to treat the patient well, but they also need to be paid well. If this thing doesn't happen, then you have mediocre physicians or non-physicians practicing medicine. And then the next thing that happens is the health of the country suffers. It's amazing to see, in my own practice, I see people that they are being treated sometimes, and I look why they did something like that. And it's sad to say, but it's economics.
Right.
Okay, and one of the things that I always fight is fusions, because I know that the fusion on the spine is not a good idea.
Correct.
Is a total mistake to fuse the spine.
Sure.
Well, they're doing more fusions.
Right, because it's covered by insurance.
Not only because it's covered by the insurance, because the insurance pay better if they do a fusion than if they don't do a fusion.
But if the doctor is always worrying about being paid better, and it's at the detriment of the patients and their recovery, you're doing them a complete injustice.
If you try to get on the business of the lawyers, you have a real problem.
Correct.
Okay, but anybody can get in the business of physicians and in medicine, and they are not welcome, but they force themselves and they create a mess. No question that the only way to correct medicine is for physicians to take over their own profession.
The lies with Obama don't just stop with Obamacare, but they continue with the IRS scandal, Benghazi. Did they ever get to the bottom of how that happened and why they weren't there to send help to our ambassador?
Not only is so unfair the way that they hide that one, it is extremely poor behavior when they go and Hillary Clinton goes to receive the bodies with the families in the airport, and then she started to complain, and she started to say that this was orchestrated by a video that was practically offending the Muslim religion.
Right, which turned out to be a lie.
Not only was a lie, she knew at that time that, because she was in the briefing room when she knew that this situation was created by an attack, of a terrorist attack, and then the ambassador of the United States in the United Nations also she lied and exploited that untruth for several times, And these people are still in the government. These people are still representing. Now, I always think that the Democrats are just a very, very, very poorly educated people. And the only thing that they want is to be somebody to give them a little money so they can eat or they can have food stamps. But the real truth is we are in the United States. You don't need that.
Right.
What you need is you need to work. You need to create something to survive. But when you survive here, you survive big. This is what I don't understand.
And what about the IRS? The IRS goes after conservatives. If they speak out against the administration, then they're persecuted, sometimes for years.
Some type of the business are being interrupted. Some type of illegal permits that they should be issued are being interrupted. They are a persecution. Not only are they persecution against the rich for a while, because now with Trump, the persecution stopped because the Americans are starting to think, this is why we came to this country. This is what we want to be.
Well, the thing that's funny about that is it was always about politics. In politics, how much money do you make? And they were always, can you share your taxes with us? Do this, do that. Trump is very upfront and honest. Here's what I make. And now it's, how come he's always boasting about the money he makes? He's a billionaire. And then Hillary's comment, because, you know, she's just like Joe Blow on the street, and all of a sudden, then when they realize that she's made her millions, now she doesn't hate millionaires anymore. Now she just hates billionaires.
But the millions that she made, they are not working. She is not the person who worked for those millions. She cheated. Okay, she used the power of the government to practically willing individuals of other governments to pay money for her representation with the
through
hope,
the fund, her
yes,
foundation,
through
yes.
the foundation, with the idea that maybe she become a president, they can get more perks in the future. But this is really what happened. She never made $1. She cheated.
Thank you for watching American Medicine Today. Remember, you do not have to live with back pain. There is an option. Stop suffering and seek a consultation to see if the world-renowned Bonati spine procedures can help you. If you have any comments or questions, contact us at the number below. You may be featured on a future show. Tweet at Dr. Bonati using hashtag American Medicine Today or hashtag AMT. We would like to hear from you.